It's dope.
Hello, hello.
What's up, Queen?
Hey, you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can. My mouth is
Okay,
moving.
good. Good, good, good. Are you stationary right now?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually in my room.
Okay, cool. Very good. So I'm excited about the interview with you today. Thank you so much for joining me.
Always, always. Thank you for having me, Queen. I appreciate you.
Thank you. So yeah, what we're going to do is center this all around you. I don't know how much time you have, but it is all good. So I appreciate it. And I'm waiting for a few more people to come in. I've been promoting and everything. So, how was your day today? Was it good?
Just another day to do better, be better. I tell everybody that you want to wake up each day as if it was a purpose,
Mhm.
and is that like just attack each day like that, and that's how I get my day, just to be to do better, be better every single day, and that's the way of life.
That is very good. That is very true too. The mindset thing, right? Mind over matter.
Definitely, always.
Mhm. So that is good. Okay, so um, let me just make sure the levels are.
How was your day, Queen?
Oh, my day was crazy busy, but it's all good. It's busy, a lot going on. Had a lot to do preparing for today because I had an interview right before you that just finished like 10 minutes ago. And then I had some other things I had to take care of. So, yeah. But if you're not busy doing something, then you're not moving. And if you're not moving, that's not good, right?
Exactly. You're not being productive.
Productive.
Uh,
Uh huh.
yeah. You gotta be
Uh huh.
productive. You gotta be able to do something because if you ain't doing nothing, then you're not really evolving or going nowhere in life. So I tell people all the
Yeah.
time, the more you move and do something and just have that accountability and take that
Mhm.
initiative, you go far in life. Literally, like
Mhm. Okay, so are you able to turn up like the volume on your phone or the mic that you're using?
you're definitely can you hear me now, Queen.
Yeah, yeah, that's a little better. That's a little better. Is it really hot where you are?
It is scorching hot, like literally hot. It's crazy.
I know, and I wish it would stop because this heat, oh, it's hard to get anything done because it makes you tired. Makes you
But
tired, makes your head hurt. It's crazy.
I'm from Florida, so I'm used to it though, Queen. Like I rather deal with the heat than deal with the snow. You know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. I forgot you're in Florida. What part of Florida are you in?
But now I'm in Maine right now at the moment.
Oh, you're in Maine. Okay, okay. Okay. Wow, in Maine.
It gets
That's
cold here. It gets cold.
it does?
It gets cold.
I've never been to Maine. I don't even think aside from you, that I even knew anybody who lived in Maine. That is crazy, but that's crazy cool though. I like that. That's good. It's good. It's good. It's a good thing.
It
So I
builds.
want to
I'm sorry, my bad,
go
Queen.
ahead. It's all right. No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
And I was gonna say it builds you up because when you're able to go to a whole different state, you know, and I tell people all the time that you want to be uncomfortable because if you're comfortable, you're never gonna grow in life. So I was blessed to get left here. I got like I told you, I got left in Maine, so I was blessed to get left here because I was very uncomfortable for like a few years, and
Mhm.
I really had to adapt and just tell myself to, you know, you know, to embrace it. You know, yeah, you're uncomfortable. You know, it sucks that you're not home in Florida. It's a different state. You know, a different environment. You know, just embrace it.
Mhm.
And once you embrace it, you know, you'll see success. And I just embraced it. You know, I really embraced it and took off from there. Queen.
Hmm. Okay. That's very good. That's very good. I don't know. Like what is it like in Maine? Is it like suburban? Is it city like, or what is it like there? I've never been.
Different areas like you got the country. You know, it's more country than anything. You got a few city areas
Mhm.
out here, but
Okay.
it's mainly like a tree state, animal state. You know, got more moose. You see more wild deer in the streets than you'll see like a wild dog. So,
There are wild deer just running around in the street.
yeah, Queen, you will see.
Wow.
I'm telling you, every morning, like you will see about 4 or 5 deer in the road, just in the road, and as you're driving, they'll
Mhm.
just like stare at you. They'll just stare at you because of the headlights. You know. So
Really?
what? Yeah. So what do you do? Like it's crazy.
Oh my goodness. Have you ever been confronted by a wild deer? Like, what do you do? Do you get out the way? Do you move, or do you just stand still?
A wild deer, they don't bother you. They'll run more than anything. Now I've been fortunate. I haven't been encountered with a moose yet because they got a moose out here as well too, that be in the streets,
Mhm.
and they actually had moose deaths over the years. Like people would just run into a moose, and the moose would crush them in their car. Well, crush them inside their car. So
Mhm.
it's crazy.
Wow. All right, love. Give me 1 second. Let me take this message and see if this is someone calling for you. Oh, Tanika Drake.
Hey, Redsable and Refresher, how are you
Hey.
doing? I just wanted to come in and stop by. This is T Drake, the podcasting godmother connection. And I saw you guys talking like, oh my gosh, I gotta get in here. Because Refresher, I gotta get with you soon. But I know you're so busy with the motivational healing summit coming up and so much. But I'm so glad you guys are talking. Whoop whoop.
Yeah, we definitely gonna connect, T. You know, we gonna connect.
Mhm.
I got a wedding that I go to tomorrow, and then the following weekend I gotta fly to New Jersey. I gotta meet with John Blasgame, You know, guy who did a good
Oh,
job.
I know. Yes, I know him. I've worked with him.
Yeah, yep. So I'm doing work
Hmm.
with him. I got fly to New
Good.
Jersey next weekend. So
Hmm. Okay. Good for you. That's fantastic. Okay, so we have some people in the building. We're going to begin. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Redsable. This is Visionary Views, and this is my esteemed guest, Mr. Shawn Jackson, aka The Refresher. And he is going to share some of his time with us today and let us know about who he is, the man behind the vision, the man behind the brand, the man behind the microphones, and bring us into his world. Okay, so let's begin. Now, do you prefer that I call you the refresher or Shawn, or what do you prefer?
I like the refresher. I'm trying to make that stick.
Okay. Okay, so good. All right. So, Mr. The Refresher. Okay, so you have told me a little bit about how you became this entrepreneurial mogul that you are forming yourself into being, but the audience doesn't know that. So let's start a little bit from the beginning and let us know, how did everything start for you? How did you become the brand? First, how did you become the refresher? Why do you call yourself the refresher?
From when I was homeless, I didn't have much when I was homeless. So, and when I was homeless, I never considered myself a homeless person. I tell people all the time, don't allow your current situation to define who you are as a person. And I never really defined myself as a homeless person. So when I was homeless, I gave away Jordans, I gave away like my Ralph Lauren clothes, I gave away like all my name brand nice clothes while I was in shelter. And I tell people all the time, when you bless others, there's always a bigger blessing among you. So I got the name Refresher because I gave this guy who was homeless, he lost his family, he lost his house, he lost his job, he lost everything. And I
Mm-hmm.
gave him a hat. I gave him a Jordan
Mm-hmm.
hat, and he loved that hat. He was like, "Yo, thank you so much. Like, this is a stepping stone in the right direction. You really just
Mm-hmm.
made my day." And he called me Smooth. He was like, "I'm gonna call you Smooth," and I loved that because I was able to empower him and
Mm-hmm.
turn his whole day around. Because despite the fact that he lost everything, including his
Mm-hmm.
wife, and he was in a homeless shelter with me, he didn't allow that current situation to break him down as a person. He actually embraced the moment and was happy. So I came up with the refresher just because I love to refresh people every now and then. That we all, it's a battle. It's a battle in life in general. You gotta put your hat on, think, and get through it. You gotta go through the three S's in life, which is suffer, sacrifice, and success. And I was suffering, so I really had to sit down and think, what can I do to get myself out of the situation? I was suffering, so I really had to make sacrifices in my life to achieve what I got now. So that's how I got a refresher. It's about pointing to people at the shelter, being homeless myself. A lot of people don't do that when they're homeless. Like, they're thinking about, oh, I'm homeless, I gotta get out of here. How can I get out of here? Stuff like that. I wasn't thinking that.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about just helping other people out. So
Mm. That's beautiful, though. Thinking about others when you are in a situation that you don't want to be in. Thinking of others sometimes is the way to heal yourself and bring your own peace in a way that you won't be able to get it from any kind of thing that they could possibly give you anyway. So I definitely relate to giving to others when you are in a dark situation. So that's cool. So that's why he called you Smooth. So you call yourself the refresher because you want to be able to refresh somebody's situation.
exactly. I wanted to. I felt empowered by just. I felt like I refreshed him. Because he was going through a dark time in his life. Even though I was facing a dark time in my life too, I was homeless. I didn't have nobody.
Yeah,
I have no
yeah.
family and man, just me. And I really
Mm-hmm.
wanted to show him that there's a light towards the end of the tunnel. You just don't ever
Mhm.
give up. Have hope, and I wanted to give them hope. So
Mhm.
that's why I call myself a refresher. I like to give people hope and let them know that there is a way. If there's a will, there's a way.
Mm. So, how did you? Now, you said that you were homeless and in a homeless shelter. Do you want to share how that happened?
Yeah, I was falsely accused. I was in a relationship, and the girl I was seeing at the time, she
Mhm.
kind of cheated. Put me out, and she tried to put me out during the wintertime when it was snowing up here. I think it was like 6 feet of snow on the ground at the time, and I
Mm.
was like, yo, like I'm from Florida, just give me like a week to go back home. Like I get paid on Friday, I would literally buy a ticket and go back home. Like just give me till Friday, I'd be out. And
Mhm.
she's like, no, I want you out now. I said, yo, it's snowing outside. I had no family where I would go at, and so she went in the
Mhm.
bathroom, lied, and called the cops, and told the cops that I beat her kid. And I don't beat my own children. I don't condone beating children. Period. I do believe in being a strict parent, but I don't believe in beating
Mhm.
children. You know what I mean? Because we have our own strength that we can't control sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't condone beating children. I got
Mhm.
beat as a kid. I hated that.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
I hated getting whoopings
Mhm.
as a kid. So I ain't gonna beat my kid, But she
Mhm.
lied and told the cops that I hit a kid, and the cops believed her. And the crazy thing is, though, Sable, to that story is that I was going to be a correctional officer during a time frame when all that happened. So the
Mhm.
same jail that I got locked up at, I was already in the system. I passed every test, flying colors, to be a correctional officer. I was just set up to go to the academy. So when
Mhm.
I got locked up at the same jail that I was, going to be a correctional officer at. So when I walked in intake, they're like, "Man, what happened?" And I told them
Mhm.
what happened, and I got out the next day. Why? Because they had all my stuff already in the system. I wasn't a bad person. I wasn't a menace to society. I never been
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
jail, never been
Wow.
locked up until I came to Maine. Literally, never been in jail, never been locked up until I came to Maine. So, and that's what really sparked my fire, because I tell people all the time, when you go through pain, pain is temporary. Like it can last for a minute, an hour, a day, or a year, but eventually it
Mhm.
will subside, and something else will take its place. And
Mhm.
I just kept telling myself that, yo, like, even though you're in pain, you're going through it, you there's better days. There's better days. Just get through this time frame right now. Just get through the storm, and there's better days ahead.
Absolutely. So it's interesting because you said that you were originally from Florida, and this whole incident went down in Maine, a place you've never been, don't have any family, but you chose to stay there. So, what made you decide to stay?
I wanted to grow as a person, and not only that, just I lost my mom in Florida, so losing my mother in Florida, I wanted to grow past that. And
Uh,
family is one of the biggest, people who's gonna critique you and
mhm,
really bring you down if you're trying to elevate more than them. And I
mhm,
wanted to be my own man. I wanted to find myself. And I tell people all the time, if you really want to find yourself and find your gift, you got to get away from your family. Like, it's good. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love my family to death. Like, I call my grandmother every single night. But
mhm,
sometimes if you got to grow as a person, as a woman, or as a man, you got to find yourself. You got to find your path. You got to get away from your family and get away from your surroundings that you used to being around.
mhm. So you stayed in a place that initially you thought you was going to find some kind of comfortable pathway, but it became uncomfortable, and you turned that around by making your new uncomfortable comfortable, because you could have left. You could have chosen to go back to where you knew everybody and where you had family, and you knew they were going to take care of you because of the loss of your mom and everything. God bless her soul. I'm sorry for your loss. Um, but you decided to make a whole new pathway, a whole new life for you, despite the horrible thing that happened. And so I applaud that, because most people would have just ran back home to
Nah,
where
I
they
could.
knew.
I couldn't go back home, Queen. I had no money. I came to Maine on vacation with a bag of clothes, pair of shoes on my feet, and literally $50 with the food stamps from Florida, and that's all I had.
Wow.
And once I ran out of food stamps, I had no money. I had no way to get back home, and I just went off the graces of God that people will just love my character. And be like, hey, come over and hang out sometime, man. Come over and hang out. And then, oh man, what happened to you, man? Oh, you can stay here for a couple of days. Like I was just going off hope, man. That really sucked when you have no family and you gotta like just
Yeah.
pray that somebody would just be nice enough to say, hey, come over, man. Like you're a good person, man. Come over and come hang out with me for a couple of days, man. Like you don't gotta go through that. Like I didn't have that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It was really nice when I used to walk around 3 o'clock in the morning with my bag and trying to find somewhere to go. It's been a tough path to get where I'm at now.
Yeah, I can imagine, and I could definitely relate. I've been homeless before, so I know that struggle. So you was finally able to get on your feet. What was the first turning point for you?
My first turning point when I got my three
Yeah,
jobs.
when you, yeah.
When I got my
Oh,
three
okay.
jobs, I was working in security. I was working at Salvation Army, and then I was a FedEx package handler, which I was just scanning packages and loading trucks. And I got my breakthrough. One of my breakthroughs came through when I was scanning packages at FedEx, and
Mhm.
I'm a crazy worker, man. Like Queen, when I tell you Queen, I'm a crazy worker. Like I was
Mhm.
in the warehouse running full speed up and down the belt scanning packages, and
Mhm.
like I come in early in the morning at like 1 in the morning, full of energy. Like wake y'all behind up, trying to get this money. Like y'all sleep, man. Y'all don't want no money, man. Go back home, man. Y'all want no money. And like management loved it. And like wow, this guy I was spoken, man. Like Shawn, do you want to lead
Yeah.
stretches? Heck yeah, I'll lead stretches. So I just go out there and lead stretches, and then my breakthrough came when the contract just heard about me, and he came up to me like, Shawn, man, like I see you performing well every single day. Like you don't have no days off, man. You come in and you just bring that fire, man. I love that. Do you want to be a driver? I was like, heck yeah. So I was able to eliminate 2 jobs because my income as a driver I make more
Mhm.
than I would at Salvation and doing a package handler. So I gave up those 2 jobs and I started driving for FedEx, and that's when I really got
Mm.
my breakthrough because a lot of people, when you're a delivery driver, people invest money to the wrong things, video
Mhm.
games and stuff like that. Like I invest my money into my business, and I
Mhm.
just started buying product. I got my LLC, and
Mhm.
that's when it really started happening when I got my driving job.
That's fantastic because of all the seeds that you sown before you even got to the point where you knew what you was even going to do, not having anything but $50 in your pocket and no way to get back home. You decided to stay and turn it around and make the best out of what was given to you. And the reason why other doors started opening was because you had already been sowing seeds. You've been getting outside of yourself, getting out of your way, of your own pain, and giving to somebody else. And when God sees stuff like that, He rewards us in ways that we don't even think about. We just receive it and we don't think that it's coming from Him, but it is. So I'm happy to hear that you was able to stick it out. So you started Up Stylish, right? Up Stylish is what is Up Stylish? What is that? Is that a brand? Is that a fashion house? What is it? Or is it merch
Uh,
or what is it?
Upstylish is my brand that I'm creating right
Mhm.
now. My
Mhm.
goal, I have a corporation that I'm trying to build, but Upstylish is my brand that I'm putting under my corporation that I have a name for that too. But like it's a brand that
Okay.
I'm trying to bring to the world that's gonna be with my speaking because I want to bring
Mhm.
inspiration to the world. I want to inspire the world. I want my message. I want my voice to be heard around the world. So I created Upstylish to get my message heard, get people to inspire others. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
again, if you're in Walmart and you're having a bad day at work or in general, and you see a quote, literally a quote on the back of a shirt, that quote alone could turn your whole day around. Can really resonate with you. Like, hey, I love that quote, and that
Mhm.
quote could really empower you as a person. And that's the
Mhm.
message I'm trying to bring to the world with Upstylish. Don't get down. Just up your style. Up your standards. That's the way of life.
Okay.
That's standards, you know.
Okay. I like it. I like it. So, is it for men and women, children? Who's this line specifically for?
That's gonna be for men, women, kids. I'm doing dog clothes. I'm doing shades. I'm doing leather. I'm doing it all.
Aw, I love it. Okay. So I also know that you are into fitness. And how did that come about? Where did you start your actual fitness journey?
About 2 years ago, I'm 2 years deep now. I'm like on 124 day week streak, and I started my fitness journey 2 years ago. And it's funny because when I first started, I couldn't lift 80 pounds. I couldn't bench press 80 pounds. Now I'm benching 315 pounds. But I started my fitness journey because that's the way to defeat your mind. Because if you're in the gym, and I don't care if it's 10 pounds, if you're doing a lot
Uh-huh.
of reps, you're gonna feel it. So if you get to like the last rep in your body and your mind telling you to stop, and you push past that rep and you do it, you just defeated your mind, and you can use that on literally throughout your whole life. Like if
Mhm.
you having a bad day, you can just push through that bad day. I do it every single day on my truck. I had
Mhm.
100. I mean, one time I walked in and I had 225 deliveries to do, like packages, houses to deliver in a day. And
Mhm.
I was like, I spazzed out at work because that's a lot of stuff. Like, I wasn't getting done till like midnight, but
Yeah.
um, I got what I can on my truck. I talked to myself and I pulled myself out that mind frame. And that's what it's all about. It's the mindset. It's the mind, and that's the gist of my business, the gist of myself, to get people past that mindset. Because out of 365 days out of the year, you're gonna have a bad day. It's gonna happen, but you gotta be able to talk yourself out of it.
Mhm. So the fitness is a way for you to continue to be able to find, because I do different kinds of things in order to help me to recenter myself, to find my peace, to be able to get rid of whatever stress or anxiety that I may be feeling. So I'll do music, I'll dance, I'll get some workout going on. Is fitness, but I'm not lifting 350 pounds. That's not, no, no.
Nah,
But
you don't gotta do that, Queen. Like it, I say yes because I had a
mhm,
dude come in the gym and I
mhm,
was lifting, and he was like,
mhm,
"Bro, I don't think I can do that." I said, "Man, that's your mind. Maybe you just see the weight." I mean, he's a guy,
mhm,
so obviously I'm gonna challenge him heavy because he's a guy. But a female, I'm put her on lightweight because I don't want you to bulk up. I want you to slim down. So I'm put you on lightweight. But he's seen the weight, and he was like, "Man, I don't think I can do that." I said, "Bro,
mhm,
that's your mind talking to you. Just try it." And he
mhm.
tried it, and he did it. I said, "You see what you just did? You just beat your mind. Your mind told you to stop because you seen the weight, and you never did it, and you was like, I can't do it. I can't do it, and then you just did it, and you did it. You just beat your mind."
Wow. Okay. All right. Let's take a little bit of a break and see who is calling. Okay. This is from Positive. Um, let's see what he has to say.
Hey, my friends, Redsable and the Refresher. I jumped on when you guys jumped
Goodbye.
on. I had some time, wanted to listen to both of you. Just want to say, I love this. To the Refresher, thanks for sharing. I think that's what it's all about, sharing our stories to the world. I won't make this too long because I got to step out right now, but keep doing your thing, everyone. Keep your head up, keep moving forward. Once again, thanks for sharing your story, Refresher, and all the best moving forward.
Oh, thank you, PV. We appreciate you. That was positive vibes.
Thank you. I thank you, man. Appreciate you, King, a lot, man. Thank you, brother. Always, always, man. Thank you a lot.
Hmm. Okay, so now you are motivating people in the gym, you're motivating people wherever you meet them inside of your work. You are also a motivational speaker. How did you get into that? What inspired you to get into motivate speaking?
I've been that way my whole entire life. Every time I get
Okay.
around my peers and we sit down and we talk, they're like, Shawn, man, you always intellectual. you always talking like you always talking that deep stuff, man. That's always a deep conversation with you. Like you always real, and like that's just who I am. Like I love being that way. Like I love being real, being that accountability partner that's gonna hold you accountable. Because I
Mm-hmm.
rather you hate me and get better than like me and stay the same. You know, so I always been that friend that always been around. Like that you can't do that, man. You slacking, don't be doing that. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
literally, so like that's why, Queen.
Okay. So my question is this, and I know that a lot of people find it just a lot to always be motivated and inspired and always be positive all the time. Do you find it challenging on some days that you just have to talk yourself into your own situation of being grounded in your positive space, or does it
I
just come naturally? Are you just getting up in the morning and there it is?
I used to be that way, but now it comes naturally
Okay.
because even on my days off, I get up at 3 in the morning. I just wake up. It just my kids drive me every single day. You know, I tell people all the time, your
Okay.
kids will drive you because they're sponges. Like my son called me the other day on video. He lives in Florida, and he's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Dad, I play football just like you. I got my pads." I said, "I'm proud
Uh-huh.
of you." I was like, "So what you want to be when you grow up?" He's like, I want to play the NFL. Dad, you can. Dad gonna be right there with you on draft day when they call
Uh-huh.
you number one, you know, to go number one in the NFL. But guess what, son? You gotta start now. You gotta work for it now. You know, you see
Mm-hmm.
your father getting up 3 in the morning, going to the gym. I'm lifting weights. I'm not following my peers. I'm not going to the club. I'm not drinking. I'm not doing anything that's gonna waste my time. I'm literally using my time wisely. I'm being a producer, not a consumer. You know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I love that. I love the positive connection between you and your son, and the fact that you are able to hone into his future of becoming more of a positive thinker, that you're not just patting him on the back and saying, okay, good job. You're giving him tools that he's going to need to use in order for him to get through those bad days as well. So that's fantastic.
Thank
Now, of course, welcome. Who were your inspirations when you were growing up? Who inspired you? Was it your parents? Was it a teacher, a mentor?
I would say my mother. You know, my mother
Okay.
inspired me a lot. My mom, God rest her soul, she had sickle cell, and you know she was diagnosed with sickle cell as a child, and she grew up with that. So you can imagine as
Mm-hmm.
a kid growing up watching your mom struggle with sickle cell. You know, she couldn't even
Mm-hmm.
work anymore. It got to the point she couldn't work. So and you know, despite she had so many surgeries, like Sable, she had open heart surgery, she had hip surgery, she had so many ports cut into her, and
Wow.
she never made one excuse. You know, she had to get up to go to the doctor. She did that. She had to cook for us. She did that. She had to clean the house up. Like she never made one excuse about what she was going through, what pain she was going through. Like she just got up and just did it, and like that's why I am the way I am now. Like I have a hurt shoulder. I'm not 100% right now, but I still go hard because like my mother never made one excuse. You know, despite like I can remember days when she was going through a sickle cell crisis, and like crisis is
Mm-hmm.
something that you never want to see because you literally imagine as a kid and your parent just in a fetal position and you walking
Mm-hmm.
in and like if you touch her, she just screams. You know, like you can't touch
Mm-hmm.
them. Period. Like a fingertip will hurt them. Like that's how bad a crisis is. So like, you can imagine as a kid, like just watching your mom go through that, and
Oh,
like I
yeah.
said, she never made one excuse. She got up and she handled her business and she had to handle to get done as an adult. That inspired me, you know, just watching her as a kid. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why I tell people it's very important to do that now as parents. Like even though we going through pain and tragedy, even though we having
Mm-hmm.
heartaches, even though we having bad days, it's very important to always have a positive mind. Always keep the down, like you know, when you get to yourself, reflect. That's when you can reflect and have that time to really think and you know get down on yourself. But when your kids are watching, you always gotta keep that upbeat attitude. You gotta keep that positive flow going because they're watching you. You want your kids to be great, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
So would you say, and that's fantastic that you was able to, because when we're young, we see our parents go through certain things and we just don't want them to be hurt. We don't want them to be in pain, and we want to do our best to try to help them in any way that we can. But there's so much that you can do when you're just a kid, right? So when those days came around and you weren't able to do anything, how did you cope with that? Because my mother, she didn't have any kind of illness, but she did have addiction. And it was hard for me because as the eldest child, I had to step in and do all kinds of things for my siblings that she couldn't do. So it put me in a position of leadership when I didn't even know that that's what I was doing. I was feeling resentful because I felt like I wasn't supposed to be the parent. But at the same time, I know that I didn't want my mother to suffer either. So how did you make that transition into realizing that you needed to be more than just her son? Because at some point you became her caretaker at some point, correct?
I didn't. I didn't know how to. I didn't. I didn't. I didn't know what to do. I was scared. Like
Yeah.
I was hurt. Like that was my. I ain't want to see my mom go through that pain. My grandmother. Thank God for my
Yeah.
grandmother. Like I said, I call my grandmother every single night. Thank God for my grandmother. Like she stepped up and she really helped my mom out. You know, it just. I was mad. Like I was mad at the doctor because she didn't get the right treatment because she didn't have the money to get the right treatments to get to get help. So like she was in the hospital 6 months out the year. Could you imagine as a child not seeing your mom 6 months out the year? You know, so like my grandmother really stepped up heavy. You know, took care of us and you know brought us in and you know really showed us the way. A better life than what I was going through, you know, living with my mother. My father was never there either, so.
Okay, wow. Okay, so let's pivot a little bit into your years because I know that we all have our times and moments in our life where we have our favorite years. And did you really see that you found yourself when you was in high school and you knew who you were, what you wanted to do and be, or was it in your later years during college? Did you find yourself then?
I found myself now, Queen. You know, as a human being, we
Okay.
go through different stages in life, and
Okay.
I like to use it as a diamond. So in life, you know, you go through as a diamond. A diamond is formed through fire and pressure.
Yes.
I mean, through heat and pressure, right? So
Mhm.
in life, you know, we go through a lot of pressure and we go through a lot of heat. And that's how a diamond
Mhm.
is formed. So you get to a certain point in your life when you're tired of all the heat and all the pressure. And now you're ready
Mhm.
to be cut. And now you're unbreakable. So I think
Mhm.
now I'm at that point now at 32 because I've been through so much in my life. You know, being locked up, being homeless. I think the only thing I
Mhm.
haven't been yet is the electric chair. I've been that was about it. But other than that, I've been through everything in my life. So when you get to a certain point, you just
Mhm.
unbreakable, and you just
Mhm.
you can't really embrace heartache. You can embrace being hurt. You can embrace disappointment because you're used to it
Right.
and you want to be successful. You know.
So I definitely believe crushed diamonds are still valuable. I definitely believe that diamonds in the dirt are still worthy. I believe that a diamond found in the bottom of a sewer, just because it has all this debris around it, has no devalued. It didn't devalue its worth. And I feel like we are all in some cases gems and diamonds, and we all have been in a pit somewhere, and someone or ourselves had to crawl up out of the pit, and we're still just as valuable. Sometimes people don't know who they are, and they don't know the value or the worth of themselves, so they continue to feel like they're carrying around all of this dirt, and that dirt happens to be the past, the history of the traumas that they had to face and overwhelming loss, right? You had at some point had to have discovered that you truly were able to do all kinds of things despite the pain. What was the worst time in your life where you had the most crushing of blow and felt that pain and forgot how valuable you were? Or did you always think that you were valuable?
I always thought I was valuable. You should always think you're valuable, because then if you don't,
Some people don't. Okay.
then I think the crucial point in my life when I lost my mother. That's about. I mean, when I lost my mother, but
Yeah.
when I lose relationships, like like my ex, like when I lose, I don't. It hurt, but because we're human, you're gonna feel pain. You're gonna feel that hurt, but
Mhm.
as long as you know your value and what you could bring to the world, what you could bring to the relationship, and once you raise your standards and you know who you are as a person, it really don't hurt you no more. Like I said, you just want to be successful. Like once you accomplish one goal in life, you want
Mhm.
to see how far you can go. Like, well, I got it accomplished. Okay, we'll see how far I can go. How much more can I
Mhm.
accomplish in life? How
Mhm.
far can I accomplish? So that really
Okay.
drives you.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. So you have a few projects that you are working on, and I know that you are doing a couple of events, and you can promote them when we get ready to get off. But what my question to you is that you seem to be a giver because you give all the time to all those people that are around you, right? So when you decided that you was going to create your brand and you decided that you was going to continue to motivate people, when did you first decide that you was actually going to go out on speaking engagements? And then what was the best speaking engagement? And then what was the worst one? What was the hardest, I should say? What was the hardest one for you so far?
I just did it, Queen. I just stepped out and just did it. I just wanted to do it, and if you sit down and procrastinate, you're never gonna get it done. So I just did it, and I never look at anything hard because life in general is hard. So you gotta embrace that.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it as a challenge, and a life without pain and challenge is a life without growth. So I looked at it as a challenge. My first one was a challenge because it was like 50 people, and I wasn't really prepared for it. I kind of like, just looked at it as, I'm gonna go in there and talk. Like I'm gonna go in there and tell them how it is. Like I wasn't really prepared for it. So that was
Mm-hmm.
a challenging one. And then my second one I did, I actually prepared for it. I sat down, I talked to myself, I prepared for it, and I went in there, and it was a really great engagement. So each thing
Okay.
like each thing is a lesson. It can't be hard. It's a lesson. If you fail, embrace it. Look at
Mm-hmm.
it embrace the failure and sit down and reflect and ask
Mm-hmm.
yourself what can you do better next time.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, because we fall forward. We don't just fall down. We need to fall forward. And our failures are supposed to be those lessons that we learn and they help us to get to the next level. What is the worst advice that you ever received?
Worst advice.
Mhm.
When I was homeless, I'm about to say never, but yeah, when I was homeless, they wanted me to stop working because when I was homeless, I was working, and they wanted me to stop working to get a voucher to get my own place to get out the shelter faster. And I told them, my
Mhm.
counselor at the time told me that I should do that. I told her, no, I'm not going to stop working for a voucher. Like, if y'all want me to get on government assistance, you crazy. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, nah, because the minute the government stopped those funds, my funds stopped. I really have my own money.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Okay. What is the best advice you ever received?
I told myself to just be great. I haven't really received, uh, I have people point to me and tell me that I'm a great speaker and I'm a great inspirational influence. But as
Mhm.
far as like advice, I tell myself all the time that I just challenge myself, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not scared. I just put different goals. And I put big goals in front of me, and I just want to achieve it. That's it. Like, I don't admire a multi-millionaire. I don't admire like all these people who big shot. I just admire myself, and I want to be on their level.
Mm-hmm.
So
So Will Smith says that the only person, at least that's who I heard it from. He said that the biggest competition is the one that's looking in the mirror. Do you agree?
definitely, I definitely agree with that because it's you versus you. And Will Smith is my guy. I
Okay.
love Will Smith. I love Will Smith. He's definitely a great speaker too.
Hmm. Yeah, he is. He is a good speaker. So when you uh, when you decided that you wanted to go into creating your brand, did you have any school training for that? Did you take any classes, courses, or did you just decide that you was going to put this brand together and just go ahead and went ahead and did it?
I did everything on my own, Queen. No school lessons, no nothing. My website, I did everything.
Hmm.
Literally just playing on my iPad. That's what you can do. Like most men should do that. A lot of guys don't do that. They go get the new PS5 and like, hey bro, you got a new PS5? Hey, nah, bro, I got some barcodes. I just downloaded. On my iPad. So that's what I
Okay.
do.
Okay.
So
I understand. So you was just focused on what you was trying to do, not on playing video games or other kind of stuff. So I get it. I understand. Okay, this might be a question for you. Hold on. Cyber Shots is in the building. Cyber Shots is my partner. We do digital flowers together. And Guru and DJ Lala. So this is Cyber Shots. He's a podcaster as well.
Upstylistic Redsable, what's going on? Welcome to the app. First and foremost, you're in good hands with Redsable, you know what I mean? And it is always a pleasure to meet someone fulfilling their goals and taking their journey and never giving up. You know what I'm saying? That right there within itself is motivation.
thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. I would love to go on your podcast sometimes too, brother, and just collaborate, man. You just get the message out, man, that is always a chance to do better and be better. I don't care if you in jail and you got out of jail and you gotta start all over again. It's always a chance to do better and be better. We got breath in your body. When God give you breath to get up every single morning, there's always a chance to do better and be better every single day.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So since you mentioned podcasting, let's talk a little bit about your show. Tell us about your show, your podcast. Where are you? Where's your show at? And how can we listen?
My podcast is on Apple, Google, iHeartRadio. It's called Shawn Jackson Motivation, and I haven't really
Mm-hmm.
done any podcasts with like individuals yet. But I just been
Okay.
using my podcast to promote my local artists so far. Like I got a guy who came up to me, and he's young. He's only 22, and he was like, "Man,
Okay.
I want to be great. Like I want to be great. Like I love rapping, and like I see that you're empowering people, and I just want to be down with you." I was like, "He's like, whatever you need, man. I do music. I do backgrounds. Like I do all of it. Whatever you need, man. I got you." I was like, all
Mm-hmm.
right, bro, all right, let me see what you got, man. So he did a song for me that I put on SoundCloud. Well, I put it on my podcast. It's on SoundCloud, iHeart, and Apple. And he did a
Okay.
song for me, and it was really dope just to hear like a young white rapper just come out and start rapping like that. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, man, you might be Eminem, bro. I like that. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay. You got a little Eminem thing going on. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
so
So
yeah, I use my podcast.
are you managing him or
So a little bit, Queen, a little bit. I try to get him in the right mindset as far as the rapper
okay.
mindset because I follow Tupac. Tupac's one of my favorite rappers, and I tell him all the
Mm-hmm.
time. I tell all these rappers that if you want to be a rapper, have a Tupac mentality. Because look at Tupac. Tupac didn't go on, and he had some of the best records still out there that's hitting. You know, he still got some of the best records.
Mhm.
He did movies. He had a killer sharp mentality. Even though he
Mhm.
had bad character, he still had a great work ethic. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah, he did. He very, very intelligent, very talented, and very intelligent. So yeah. So Tupac is your favorite rapper. Okay, that's good. That's good. And so your podcast right now, you said you haven't done new episodes, but people can go and listen to what you have that's there. What else will
Definitely.
they find that you talk about on your show?
I did a few podcasts when I was with my ex. I let her daughter do a podcast because she has endeavors
Okay.
of being a YouTuber. She's 9 years old, so I'm a big influence on. I love kids, and I want to inspire kids to be great early. So when they get our
Mhm.
age, they'll be phenomenal. You know.
Mhm.
So I let
Yeah.
her do like 2 or 3 shows on the podcast, and it was just dope
Mhm.
hearing her voice on the podcast, just to talk. And she's only 9 years old, so she was talking about slime and stuff like that. Like it was cute, you know.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, that's good. I love it. So okay. So you said Apple, iHeart, and what was the other
SoundCloud,
place?
SoundCloud,
SoundCloud.
Google Podcasts.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. So the podcasting community is massive, but there are some really, really cool people that I've met over the years that I consider like friends and family. So have you been able to connect to people in that space?
As far as like friends and family,
Yeah, that you consider that you're comfortable with because it's the way when I started podcasting, it was really community based. It was like everybody helping everyone because we were all trying to figure it out. None of us knew what we were doing, right? So we were all just helping each other, even though every single one of us had our own different type of mission or vision for our singular podcast. We collectively shared everybody else's stuff. We would collectively go and root for somebody and help them to get up the charts. It was just this whole thing on this platform called Anchor.fm that was just it was completely different. Now it's one way, but it wasn't always like that. So I'm saying that to ask you, do you have you built any built-in community unit within the podcast space or the social media space like of Clubhouse or anything like that that helps you to keep you going because we all need like support, you know?
I mean, I do have a few people. You know, I have Jennifer, she's actually the host. I'm her co-host, but I have
Mm-hmm.
her. She's been on my behind, like Shawn, your podcast, and then she's doing a hell of a job, just promoting my podcast and getting the different people, the speakers, the performers, let them know that I have a podcast and that, we can give them a five
Okay.
minute interview on my podcast. So like she's been a big part of that. John, my
Okay.
pops, he's been on me too about that. So like a few people been on me about my podcast as well. So yeah, definitely Queen.
Okay. Okay, cool. Now, John, your father, is he a podcaster?
John, he's not my real father. John Boss X, he's on Clubhouse. I'm not sure you heard
Oh, okay. I've heard of him. I've been in some of
of
his show his clubs before. So yeah, no, he's very good. He's very good. I don't sometimes those clubs they run for hours. They on in the middle of the night and one day I was on, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning and he was still going strong and I was like, oh my God. But
That's
yeah,
my
so
pop.
yeah, he's very, very knowledgeable.
Yeah, yeah. He called me his son. That's my pop, so I call him pop.
Oh, okay. That's sweet. So I really, really appreciate everything that you're doing, what you're bringing to the community. When you do your motivational speaking, are you connecting more to your speeches towards gentlemen or to women or both?
I'm trying to reach the world, Queen. I want to reach everybody. Like Nas, for example. Nas
Good.
was a great
Mm-hmm.
rapper, and his number one message was he wanted his message to be heard, his voice to be heard around the world. And once he accomplished that, you won't hear Nas like that no more. Like he accomplishing what he wanted, and like that's what I want to do. I want to be the voice of my generation. I want to reach multiple people, not just white people, black people. I want to reach Chinese people. I want to reach the young folk. I want to reach the youth. I want to reach old people. I want to reach everybody. Because everybody's going through it. Like young, old, fat, skinny. Doesn't matter who it is. Like somebody's going through it in life, and it needs somebody to really pick them up and lift them up. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah, that's great. I think that that is definitely achievable. I think that you're already doing that. You're already reaching. I mean, I've been in some of your rooms and I see there are all kinds of people in your room gravitating towards what you're saying. You don't really say a lot, but because of everybody else speaking, but your rooms are getting bigger. When I first started going to your rooms, you were just starting out, but now they're huge. So that's a credit to you and what you're doing and your energy, the energy that you bring. You respond to everyone as queen or king. You are compassionate and kind and patient. And I've never heard anything negative or crazy come from you at all. And I like to be in spaces where I can get to know the person that I am sharing that same space with, is so you allow people to get to know you, so you don't hold anything back or anything like that. You're not putting on any airs or anything. People don't come to your place, your space, a clubhouse, and feel uncomfortable or not heard because you give everyone the same type of opportunity. So I think what you're doing is fantastic.
That's the best part of life, is just being authentic. You got to be yourself
Absolutely.
through in and throughout. And like just when you're authentic in life through and throughout, it sticks to you. Like it really, you become that person. Like, and it's just
Hmm.
natural. It's just natural. It becomes natural.
Oh yeah, you could tell if it was fake. I could tell if it was fake, and I don't feel that from you.
I just want to be great, Queen. Like I tell people all the time, we're no God given talent to nobody, but you just gotta tell yourself, I'm going to be great
Hmm.
for myself. I'm going to be great for my kids. I'm going to be great for my family. And I promise you,
Hmm.
you will see a whole different level. You see a whole different animal in you, because nothing will stop you or slow you down. You have a relentless effort, because I tell myself that every single day.
Hmm. Okay. We got a couple of messages. Let's see who's calling. All right. We are starting with a gentleman by the name of Edge.
What's going on to the panel? I just want to ask a question to the young guy, to the gentleman. Um, as far as speaking is concerned, what is your demographic?
Before you answer that, he left another one, so that might be the part two.
Hey, once again, elevate your mind. Here's another question to the gentleman. Um, who is your mentor uh, as far as speaking is concerned? Um, and if you have a mentor, do you have one or do you have two? Or do you have any?
So
Okay, did you get that?
yeah, I did, Queen. So I have a lot of mentors. My demographic is just reaching a wide range of people, and like my mentors, like I listen to motivational stuff every single day, not to motivate myself, but to empower my mind. And so I listen to a lot of Tony Robbins. That's my favorite guy. I listen to David
Hmm.
Goggins, Eric Thomas. Coach Payne is new. A lot of people probably don't know about Coach Payne, but he's really good because he lost his mom and his dad. So like a video that he did is called "When It Hurts." It really resonated with me. So like I listen to Coach Payne. Kevin Hart did a video. Tupac did a video. Kevin Hart actually did a video with Tony Robbins. Tyrese did a motivational video. So like I listen to everybody. You know, I'm on tune with the motivational stuff every single day because to be a great speaker, you gotta like listen to speakers and kind of like see how they're doing things and kind of like not be like them, be your own way, but see how they're doing things. You know, to be the best, you gotta follow the best. So
Okay. Very good. All right. So he has another question. There we go.
And so now, my other question is this. Do you plan on elevating and going from being just a motivational speaker to becoming a professional speaker?
oh yeah, definitely. That's my dream. That's my goal. I'm definitely going to accomplish that. I actually have a few people on LinkedIn reach out to me on being a professional. I feel like that's a great opportunity to be a servant, to be a voice, to really help the world out. You know, take full advantage of that opportunity. So yeah, definitely, brother.
Okay. Absolutely is an opportunity to be able to reach people. Professional speaking is a journey. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. So I think that you're going about it the right way. You're listening to different people, and then you're applying your own style. That's the way you should be able to do it. So I think that's a good look.
Exactly.
Okay, so you are actually creating some platforms in order to have people come and speak. Do you want to promote some things
Well,
that you're doing?
me and Jennifer,
Uh-huh.
um, Mahaja. I think I said that right. She gonna kill me. But me and her, we're doing a global summit. It's a healing global. It's a second annual global healing summit. She did the first one last year, and it was gonna be a small one this year, but we collaborated. And you know me, I go big or go home because when you go big, you attract big. When you go small, you attract small. So I
Mhm.
said, let's do it big. Let's do a 3 day summit. Let's do a global. You know, we got people in the UK. Me and her both got friends in the UK. We got Gerson, a speaker out of the UK. So he's going to speak
Mhm.
on the summit. We got speakers in Africa. We got like a prince, actual African prince. He's going to speak in the summit.
Mhm.
You know, we got Grace
Mhm.
Holden. Jennifer knows an actor who played in Law and Order. He's going to speak in the summit. So you know, we just
Mhm.
here trying to, and to me, it's not really about the big names because, like I told her, when you bring in the big names, you really taking away from the other people who trying to come up and make a name for themselves. You know,
Mhm.
so I'm all about people who really trying to evolve in life. You know, because evolution is the way of life. If you're not evolving, it what's your purpose? So that's the gist of the summit because we're in a pandemic, Queen. You know what I'm saying? Say we're like we home
Mhm.
and you know COVID going on. A lot of people are down in the dumps. So if they're able to get
Yep.
online and see a virtual summit and you know whatever it
Mhm.
is, like it could be speaking. We got speakers, we got actors, we got performers, we got poets. You know, so because everybody has a gift to give to the world. God
Mhm.
gave everybody a gift to bless to the world, and you just gotta find what
Absolutely.
you're good at and present it. You know.
Mhm. I agree. The summit sounds amazing, and you sent me something for another. There is I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's an application to sign up for speaking at another huge event that you're doing. What was that one called again?
Oh, Success Fest.
Yes.
I actually got it was pretty cool. I love that opportunity because I took full of it. I sent them a video because
Mhm.
you guys send them like a little snippet of you speaking real quick, and then you got submitted. So I get up
Okay.
at 3 in the morning every single day. So I send them a video at like 5:30 in the morning, and I was like, it's
Okay.
5:30 in the morning. I'm going to the gym, and you know I just had some motivational stuff, and the dude texted back immediately. He was like, man, I love your voice. It was like the committee chose you to speak. It was like, please select which one you want to speak, and then I had sent him some more stuff, and I had won this competition because I had shared a link a lot of times, and I
Mhm.
got a photo that they're doing for me to go on the page on the website. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's good. Very good. That's good. Yeah, it does. It looks amazing. It looks like it's going to be huge as well. Hold on one second. We got a couple of calls. Okay. Okay. Let's go with cyber, and then we have edge.
Most definitely kept catching good energy, you know what I'm saying, a good vibe from you. So I followed you on Instagram and also on here. And yeah, man, we can collaborate, do something. You know, Red Sable and I, we do a lot of stuff together. So yeah, I'm glad that she brought you out here, you know what I'm saying, and introduced me to you. That's what's up.
Definitely, man. Blessings, blessings. Thank you, King. I appreciate you a lot.
Okay, so now we have the brother Edge.
How long have you actually been motivating people? How long have you actually been motivating and speaking to people, if you don't mind me asking?
My whole entire life, brother. My whole entire life, King. Literally, from my mom when she had sickle cell. I had to inspire her, let her know that it's gonna be better days. She can get through it. I cried with her. You know, my relationships. I inspired. If you my lady, I inspire you to be great. Because if I'm trying to be great, well, I'm great. If I'm great, I want my lady to be great. So I'm going to inspire my lady to be great. If you my friend,
Mhm.
if we, I have family, I don't have friends, but if we family and we hang out a lot and we talk and we in tune, I'm going to inspire you. Like I just love doing that in general. Just who I am as a person, man. Because like I said, when you go through so much pain and suffering, your own stuff in your life, and you just get to a point where you can't be broken no more, man. You just want to be great. And I feel like once you get over that mountain, it's very vital to reach your hand over the mountain and help somebody else out. I tell people all the time, it's not about being a motivational speaker, it's about being a servant. Anytime you have direct contact with people, you have a chance to
Mm,
you have a chance to change their life.
I
Literally.
agree.
Anytime you have
I
direct
agree.
contact with people, you have a chance to change their life. It's not about motivation, it's a servant. I'm being a server right now.
Mhm. Okay, we have another one from Edge.
My other question to you is, how many books do you read a month? And are you a big fan of personal development?
I don't read no books. I just listen to a lot of motivational stuff. And I'm a big, big, big person on personal development. I really feel like I tell people all the time, working on yourself is like a full-time job. you gotta you gotta fully commit to yourself. To
Mhm.
really get past those bad days, you gotta fully commit to yourself, literally. And in order to, because you gotta
Mhm.
get your mind and your body in tune with one another. And how you do that? By fully committing to yourself.
Mm. Oh yeah, and it takes time. I mean, you have your whole life, and God willing, whatever His purpose is for you, you're going to be here for many, many, many years. So you will always be learning about yourself. Always. Okay, we have another one from Edge.
Excuse the music in the background. I'm in a grocery store, but I want to ask you a question. Do you have your story, done? Like, have you put together your story and the brand? What is the brand that you're promoting?
I'm actually writing a book right now. My story is getting put in the book, and my brand I'm promoting is Upstylish LLC, the new style. And the whole brand is to up your standards. You gotta raise your standards in life in order to have a great life. Like, for example, like if you around friends that's negative, like I don't care if it's childhood friends and they're not bringing value to your life. You gotta make that sacrifice. So my brand is all about getting people to up their standard, up style, and just have that mentality of, I'm going to be great. I am phenomenal. Be phenomenal or be forgotten.
Hmm. Oh yeah. So when you first meet a person, they have an impact. You get a certain feeling from them, right? You get a certain energy that kind of floats between you and that person that you're meeting for the first time. And you could tell whether or not you are going to vibe with this person or not. And you could tell whether or not this person is going to be someone that you can actually learn from or not, right? So in your journey, have you met people that you instantly clicked with, and are you still maintaining those relationships, or did you have to let some people go because of whatever energy, it just didn't work for you?
I definitely let people go. You know, it's all about raising your standards. If people are not trying to go where you going in life, you gotta make that sacrifice.
Mhm.
You know, it
Mhm.
sucks, but that's the way of life. You gotta evolve yourself. Again, I go back to kids. If you got kids on this earth, you can't allow anybody to hold you down. So I definitely cut people off. And it's all about eye contact. If somebody can't look you in your eye and talk to you, you're not real. You know, I'm
Mhm.
all about if you talk to me face to face, I'm gonna look you right in your eye and talk to you and
Mhm.
tell you so you can see how real I'm being. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Okay, that's good. Have you ever been at a speaking engagement so far? Because I know you have a lot of other things that you're juggling. But so far in the speaking engagements that you've been in, have you been in any that made you uncomfortable, that you did not want to proceed and speak there?
I haven't. You know, I haven't, and I don't think I will
Oh,
ever do that because I just love pointing to people, and I just bring
okay.
that. I just have a big old smile on my face as soon as I walk in the room.
Okay. I can see that. I actually saw, I think you have a YouTube page where I saw it.
So,
And you were speaking to a few people. I think you told me it was a homeless shelter or something. It looked like a classroom. Um, but you were speaking, and they were very quiet. They didn't say anything. They were just watching you, and then you just started applauding them and thanking them and telling them to applaud themselves because they showed up.
yeah,
What made you do that?
because if you really want change, you must hear it. You know, I tell people that
Okay.
all the time. So, and they showed up. You know, and they wanted to
Mm.
change because that was optional. That wasn't mandatory. You know, they could have stayed in their
Mhm.
rooms and not showed up, but they all showed up. You know, so they really want to change.
Mhm.
So that's why I said, you know, give you guys a self a round of applause because you showed up. That's the
Mhm.
first step. If you really want to change, you must hear it. You guys just showed up.
Well, I love the video. I think it's fabulous. You did really, really well.
Thank you.
Um, and they listened to you. They sat there and they were engaged. So, so that's a good thing. And it's speaking isn't always an easy thing to do when you are doing it for the first time, and there's all these different type of people, and some of them are engaged, and then others start talking or playing on their phones or just messing around trying to distract you. When you have, wait, first before I say that, because maybe it hasn't happened to you, if it has happened to you, what did you do in order to refocus their attention? And if it didn't, what would you do?
I just keep it authentic and just give myself. I just relate myself to the situation, and then once you do that, you get their attention. You know, because you can't just walk in there like you high and mighty. If you can really tell them your
Absolutely.
story and how you can
Mm-hmm.
relate to them, a lot of them are
Mm-hmm.
gonna sit there and listen. Like, wow, you been there. So how did you get there? How'd you get to where you at now? So like a lot of them are really gonna listen because you been
Mm-hmm.
in their shoes.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I agree with that. I think it's really I'm trying to think of a word. I think it's commendable. There it is. I think it's commendable that you came from where you came from and was able to turn that around for you. I'm just a huge faith-driven person, and I know that God helped you to turn those corners because those corners was rough, and you could have just given up, or you could have gotten to a fight over the whole situation and done more than a day in jail. So I think that it's commendable that you was able to do that in the situation that you was in and to turn it around so much that when people are listening to you now and they are focusing on what you're saying, they would have no clue that your past was what it was. You know what I'm saying? So I think that as you continue to go through your journey, there's going to be some more layers because you're still shedding old skin. So there's going to be some more layers that's going to be removed from you, and you're going to find the core of your greatness, the core of your brilliance as time continues to go on, because there's still work being done in you, and you have yet to even scratch the surface of where it is that you, in your mind, you see. But in God's eye, He already knows that He has you situated and set up for something even greater than you can imagine. You know that, right?
I appreciate that, Queen.
Okay. All right, we got another message. It's from Ed.
Brother, I've been listening to you for a minute. I've been asking questions. And I want to say this. I commend you on your journey. The one thing that you said that let me know that you were genuine about what you're talking about is the fact that you said you're not a motivational speaker. You're here to serve. I commend you on that. There's a lot of fake and phony people out here that's only doing it for the money. That right there let me know that this is about passion and you're about the people. And as Eric Thomas always say, when you pursue your passion, the profits will come. I salute you. The second thing you said was when she asked you, how do you get their attention? You said, you find common ground. You tell your story. That's the thing that connects you to them and connects them to you. Brother, you on your way, bro. You the real deal, bro.
Oh man, thank you so much, King. I appreciate you a lot, man. We all the real deal, man. We gonna eat together, man. We gonna serve together. You know, we gonna be the next Eric Thomas, Les Browns out here, man. So thank you a lot, King. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you, Edge. Thank you for sharing that and telling him that. I appreciate that. Everyone, thank you for listening who has joined and don't know what you're listening to. I am Redsable, and this is Visionary Views. And our special guest is Mr. Shawn Jackson, known as the Refresher. So thank you all. All right. I want to move on into what is your next big thing. I know you got the whole speaking engagements coming up with the summits and things like that, but you are aspiring to become a bigger speaker. Are you seeing yourself in the broadcast space? Where do you see your vision going?
Wherever God leads me, Queen, you know, I just want to serve people and help people. And, you know, I'm not really for the fame and, you know, stuff like that. You know, like King was saying, you know, the prophet's going to come. But I'm here just to help people and let people know that, you know, even though we get up every single day and we do our daily routine, we go to work, we have our bad days. You know, we still have family members getting locked up. We still got family members that's dying every single day. My cousin just died Saturday. He got shot down in the club. So we still got family members that's dying, but we still got to get up and we still got to get it done. Because we don't kill it, our family don't eat. You know?
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that about your cousin too. So yeah, no, and you're right. We do have to keep going because life keeps going. And we can't stand still because we won't be getting the work done. We all have our own individual races to run. but we have to pull people with us in order to get it done, right? I don't believe in leaving people behind when they don't become hindrance. Now, if they are hindering you, then you have to let some people go. But I definitely believe in bringing people with you who's going to help you to lift those tides and who's going to help you to row that boat when you're in the middle of a storm and you have no clue because you're too exhausted to lift another thing. You have to have people with you. So I pray that you continue to be surrounded by people who will continue to lift you, because there will come a time where God is going to always send us people. We have to decide on whether or not we're going to receive them based on their generosity, or if we're going to sense that they're here just to try to take from the situation and not give to the situation. So I feel like you're going to continue to surround yourself with people who are servants just as yourself, who will serve no matter what type of the situation that they are in. And I relate to that. I relate to the whole thing. I've never been in jail, but I have been homeless. And I've been homeless for a lot longer than I even care to think about. But I've also been in a lot of abusive situations. And I don't know how I was able to do a lot of the things that I was able to do unless I credit it to God. So I know it was only God that got me through. So I know it was only God that got you through as well. So I want to find out from you is this: would you want it different? If you had a choice to be able to walk through a door, and that door will lead you to a whole different type of situation that you never had the past that you had before, would you want to be able to wipe the whole slate clean and start it over? Would you want to do that?
Definitely no, because I
Yes.
wouldn't be the I am now, because through pain comes, you know, I tell everybody, you want to take your test and make it your testimony and make your message. And I would never do
I'm
that.
so happy you said that.
Because like I have kids, and whenever my son face anything in life, I can tell him to get through it because your father got through it. And I can sit down and tell him a story that that I've been through, and that I got through it, and that's going to empower my son to get through it.
Yes, I'm so glad that you said that, because you're right. I wouldn't change anything that happened, and I've lost a lot. I've lost family, I've lost limbs, I've lost functionality, but I would not change it because I wouldn't be who I am. And if I'm not who I am, then who would I be if I go through a door that turns me into something else? I wouldn't want that. So, yeah. So thank you for saying that. We got 2 messages for you. Okay. And they're both from Ed. Hold on.
Do me a favor, when you get a chance, I want you to write William Winfield. William Winfield. Write that. It's a solid brother. It's a servant. He's one of those real deal brothers that really you want to have in your network. I'm big on building networks with authentic and genuine people when it comes to being able to take what's in your mind and articulate it in a way that you impact people's lives. William Winfield, he's not just one of your fellow brothers in the arena that we all operate in, but he is truly a brother's keeper, man. Solid brother, man, and he stay humble, man. In spite of all that he's had, the success. William Winfield, man. Check him out on Facebook. Reach out to him, brother. I'm telling you, you should collaborate with. He humble like you, man. And humility, bro, that's the new currency.
Yes, sir. I definitely wrote him down, man. Thank you so much, man. I'm gonna reach out, William Winfield. Thank you so much, man. I'm gonna tap in on Facebook and see if we can collaborate. See where we can go from there. It's all about growing and evolving. I tell everybody, we all lions, and lions travel in a pride. They travel in a pack. They have a pride, and I'm being in the right pride. You just gotta get in the right pride and grow and evolve with your pride.
Okay, I agree. All right, so we're going to wind down right now because I have to move on to the next thing that I have to do. I want to thank you so much for spending your time with me today. You are just super, super dope. The refresher, you're super, super dope. You're going to do great things, young king. Well, let me rephrase. You are going to continue to do great things, young king. You are. And I look forward to it. I hope I get a front row seat to it all. But if I do not, just send me a text, something, and just say, hey, Queen, this is going on, so I can root for you from wherever I am. Okay?
And I got you, Queen. I got you. Oh, we in tune now, so definitely, I'm gonna have you help
Cool.
me get my podcast going, so I can bring you on my podcast.
Yes, yes, I would definitely be there. No question. Just tell me when. I'll be there. Thank you so much again. Do you want to promote anything else before we sign out?
Yeah, definitely. If you guys have a gift that you want to, show the world, I strongly suggest you guys join this summit, this global summit, and just help me, help Jennifer, help Sable, help all of us get our message out and change the world. I love you guys always. Again, guys, let's make a difference. You know.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone here. I'm going to play this last message, but we won't be able to answer it. But let me see who this is. This is Edge again.
This goes out to Red Sable. Red Sable, this is one of the few interviews that I've heard on this app that is full of value. Full of value. And I've noticed that the shows that have real, live, authentic content and that's valuable, they don't have that many people on there. They don't have that. Every now and then you'll have a show. But I want to shout out to Red Sable. Very professional, very, very innovative, refreshing interview with the phenomenal brother to your right. And listen, this kept me on the road as I'm on my way home, man. I was in the grocery store. Very few shows catch my attention like this, man. This is extraordinary. My hat goes off. I commend you. Salute to you, Red Sable.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Edge. I really, really appreciate the kind words. And I'm just doing what I do. I share my platform with people who have a story to tell, and a genuine story from their tests to from their trials to their triumphs, from the pain to the purpose. That's what I do. It's always been a part of who I am, always, my entire life. I'm a giver. I'm a servant. That's what I do. So thank you, the refresher, again. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Edge, Cyber, Tanika Drake, and whoever else I may have missed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are all super, super dope, amazing energy. And yeah, we dropped a lot of gems. Well, we received a lot of gems because I know I can't even keep up with Mr. the refresher over here. But but yeah, we received a lot today.
Thank
So
you
I'm
for
gonna let
having
you
me.
go. Yeah, honey, thank you. No, thank you, because I mean, hey, you do what you do, you keep doing what you do, and I will keep on following you and popping into your clubs and, you know, sharing some of my faith and wisdom with you as well, okay?
We definitely gonna bring it back, y'all. If y'all enjoyed this conversation, and man, if you kept y'all in tune, we definitely gonna bring it back. I love inspiring people and keep people in tune with the message, man. So definitely, Quinn, we're gonna bring this back again. I got y'all, man. I love y'all people always. It's a refresher.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that.
Absolutely. So yeah, we could definitely come back and do this again. Absolutely. All right, darling, you go ahead and do what you need to do. I know the babies are calling you and wondering where dad is and stuff. So you go ahead.
Sounds good,
All
Quinn.
right,
Thank
honey.
you
Thank
again.
you.
Always.
Love, 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 and blessings, everyone. Have a blissfully blessed and beautiful day. I'll talk to you all soon. Take care of you.